Welcome to A Simple Life. Today we are going to address something a little different. Who is Herman to us? Herman is very special to us. And of course he is. He's Herman. If you've seen any of my videos, you would understand that he is kind of part of our family at this point. I'll tell you the story of how Herman found his way into our lives. We bought our place about 4 years ago, and a little over 4 years ago. And one day, out of the blue, a van pulls up and starts taking photos of our farm. And like any country folks, we're trying to figure out what the heck's going on here. And went out and said, hey, can we help you? What's going on? It was Erica, Herman's sister, Patty, his niece, and Herman. And they said, oh, this is Grandpa's old place. And so it turns out that our farm was actually owned by Herman's dad back in the late 50s, early 60s. We started talking, they started checking out our farm, and we're walking them around and showing them kind of what we're doing. And Herman goes, oh, come look at my place. And so Herman and I drive up here. And we drive up here and we just chat, and we're driving around. He takes me on a little tour with the Kubota, and we're just chatting. And so we come back down to meet up with the ladies. We all sitting down, drinking tea. I think Christine made tea and had some cookies and stuff for everybody. And so I said right then and there, I said, hey, listen, Herman, if you're ever interested in selling your place, please let me know. I love it. I think it's beautiful. And Patty and Erica look at me like, are you crazy? And I go, oh, no, I understand it's rough, but it's beautiful. I love what it is. I love the bones of what's there. Okay, so that was kind of the end of it. I didn't push it. It wasn't like, I wasn't really trying to buy the place. I just wanted him to know that if he ever did want to move or he was going to leave or whatever, I didn't think he would really do that, but if he was ever interested in selling it, I was interested. I started coming up about once every 2 weeks or so. I'd come up on a day off, I'd come up on the weekend, and I'd help him. I'd split wood for him and take care of, this or that. Something wouldn't start, he had an issue with a spring, something in that kind of realm, and I would just help him and take care of it. And that was it. So that went on for about a year, and then he asked if I could help him trim his trees. I helped him do that, helped him split his firewood. I started doing a little bit more work up here and just helping him. It was never for me. So one day he comes up and he goes, hey, do you want to lease the place? And I said, no. He goes, what about renting the place? And I said, no, I really don't want to do anything. I'm starting an orchard down at my place. I have gardens down at my place. I'm just interested in helping you. And I go, because at the end of the day, any work I do here will probably be destroyed when you pass away and your kids inherit the place. And I said, so for me, it doesn't really scale to put a lot of work into the place. And I don't mean that as like a rip on his kids or anything like that. It's more of the facts of life. I mean, this place is rough. It takes a lot of work to do what needs to be done up here. And unless you're willing to do it, you're just going to sell the place. And so, I mean, that was the assumption. I told him, I said, listen, Herman, I can't make you an offer or anything for your place. I can't do that. I don't want to insult you. We have too good of a relationship. I go, if you really are interested in selling the place, you need to talk to the people in your trust. And they came up with a price, and I said, fine. And so I bought the place and all the equipment. Part of the deal was Herman would live the rest of his life on his property. Here's a satellite image of the property from 1954. Herman bought it a few years after this. What an amazing property. What an amazing piece of history to be able to see how little the area has changed in the last 70 years. Now, that doesn't explain who Herman is to us. He's just part of the family. He comes down every Sunday. I come up almost every day. Very rarely do I miss a day. Unless I work really late in the office or something like that. I come up almost every day and see him, sit down in front of his fire, talk for a half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour.
That'll kill everything in you. 2 tablespoons on the evening, 2 tablespoons on the morning. And during the night, if I take something at night, it makes me sweat during the night.
You're no kidding.
It makes me sweat during the night, but it helps. It helps.
You know, if it's a really nice day, we go for our drive around the property, we come up, we split some wood, he comes up and works with us, I work on his garden for him. So, that is who Herman is to us. Herman is a friend. He's probably one of my best friends. I know, 92-year-old Swiss farmer. And that being said, we don't always agree. We come from two different worlds. And what I mean by that is I come from a world of digital. You know, I work in digital. Everything around us is digital. He comes from the world of horse-drawn buggies and bicycles, logging by hand. You know, he comes from a totally different world than we do. He was born right before World War II, remembers World War II. I think one of the funniest things that he's always trying to get me to do and get us to do is he always is going, "Hey Cal, you got those horses?" I go, "Yeah." "You need to get some harnesses for them." I go, "Okay." And I go, "What for?" And I know what it's for, but I'm just gonna let him tell the story. And he goes, "So you can plow your fields." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, I have a tractor." And he goes, "Oh, but you have horses." And so, as much as Herman and I are close, we are also so far away from each other. That doesn't stop us, because I love the old school, and I think a lot of folks really do. I love that old school, getting your hands dirty, doing things, working hard. And I think for Herman, it's the same way. He still loves work. You know, on his 92nd birthday, it was about a month ago, I'll show you guys that. We were talking, and one of the conversations we had was how much we love to work.
You miss those days?
Huh?
You miss those days?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I'd go back again if I could. Yeah, I sure miss it.
Even all the hard work, huh?
Even all the hard work. I miss it, yeah.
Herman, there's something about that, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's something about, yep.
It gets in your blood.
It does.
And I think that's where Herman and I really connect, is we both love to work. He loves to garden. Herman is a master gardener. I will never be the gardener Herman is. I'm much more a developer, builder, animal husbandry. Like that's my love. I can garden. I'm not a bad gardener. I'm just not a passionate gardener. Gardening for me is not what it is for Herman. But I think animal husbandry for me is not what it is for Herman either. We are opposites in that side. And that's the difference. That's one of the differences between us. But getting back to who is Herman to us, he's just part of our lives. Herman he's not a chore to us. He's a joy to our hearts. So why do I care so much about what Herman thinks about what I do on his property? Love and respect. That's all it is. The sadness in the disconnection between Herman and I, for me, is I know in some ways he looks at it as me just doing the wrong thing. And I'm looking at it as he doesn't understand me, which is the age-old story of a father and a son. Do I look at Herman as a father figure? No, not at all. He's a friend. He's a really good friend, but not a father figure. And the main reason why is I realized long ago that there is no perfect father on this earth. I know who my earthly father is, and I know who my heavenly father is. And Herman doesn't fill either of those. Who is Herman to us? If I could summarize it, he's just family. Not really sure what branch of the family. He's the older branch of the family, but he's family. Thank you guys so much for joining us today on A Simple Life. Talk to you later.